Good evening. This is Dr. Deepak Vaikar. I am sharing with you one of my presentation on problem and project-based learning. This presentation has been specially prepared for TERA, Edu Energy, and IEEE. समस्या और प्रकल्प पर आधारित अध्ययन. This is Dr. Deepak Vaikar coming live all the way from Singapore. Those who want to connect with me, my email address is here as well as WhatsApp number is there. All of us are learners, like learner bots, and we have got a lot of gadgets nowadays. However, due to change situation, now we can interconnect to the learning world. We say our gurus, Krishnan Vande Jagat Guru. And obviously, we need also Guru of the Guru Mahadev, Om Namah Shivaya, and our Rishi Munis. They are bringing knowledge, and all of us know that we need the blessing of Goddess Saraswati. Goddess Saraswati. So let me begin by reciting shloka Om Saraswati Namastubhyam Varde Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. I am invoking the blessing of Goddess Saraswati to make this session successful. Agenda for this presentation is introduction, brief introduction I will share, then what is problem-based learning and what is project-based learning. What are strengths and limitations of problem and project-based learning? Then how we can synergize problem and project-based learning. And finally, we'll have some summary and conclusions. Introduction, let's mention that all of us know that since last 2 years we have been experiencing massive disruption in traditional system because of coronomics. Our life has become upside down. Yes, in some places now things are becoming normal, other places it is not. And yes, due to this we may have to wear this mask. In fact, based on my research on problem and project-based learning, around 10 to 15 years back, whenever I used to go to various conferences, I used to mention that unless we take care of environment, we may have to go through situation as I mentioned shown over here. I did not know that 2020 year will be that. All of us had to wear, almost all of us had to wear masks. And another important part happened because of this effect of corona. All of us have become remote facers or remote cherer or remote chair, having gadgets and devices to share your views, share your lesson. Same thing I'm doing now. Okay. I would like to ask a simple question, which you can write in your notebook or put in the chat box if that is available to you. Why students were so happy and celebrating? Why students were so happy and celebrating? I know some of you might be thinking, yes, we are back to classes. Well, let me share with you that this happened in 2014, okay, 2014. Since then, I started working on special programs. Students design projects and prepare prototypes in a small group. Okay, at that time it was energy crisis. Now also there is energy crisis, and then we had to look for alternative energy resources. So student design, prepare various projects to solve the problem, real life problem. And I use problem and project based learning pedagogy to impart that knowledge. Okay, students prepared. Okay, they came up with the very innovative, interesting design. Okay, very innovative, interesting design. And sometimes we think, oh, Is that possible? Well, let me share with you how it happened. Because we conducted this, as I mentioned, in 2014, 2014. And thanks to Shri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Abhiyantriki and Tantra Shastra Sanstha. Okay, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Institute of Engineering and Technology, Nanded, who hosted this one, and I was happy to share this knowledge to students and faculty members. You might say then, what is it? What is your feeling about term PBL? Problem-based learning or project-based learning? Okay, let us begin. It was John Dewey in around 1940s and before he passed away, he mentioned very important educational statement. He said, we only think when we are confronted with problems. Okay, so John Dewey. Then what happened is what he said. What is it? Problem-based learning is a student-centered approach. Now you must have been hearing this, in which students learn by working in groups about the subject they are learning and to solve an open-ended problem. Okay, that is what Professor Devi mentioned about problem-based learning. This problem is what that drives motivation and learning. And then you started that movement in America, Europe, and they started using it. So what is that problem-based learning? It is a process. It is a process, according to the researchers, in which we solve the problems. For that purpose, you need to ideas. They have to get the knowledge and then address various learning issues. And finally, there is a course of action. So this is a process. If you follow this process for your subject, then you are using problem-based learning process. On the other hand, what happened is subsequently William Kilpatrick, who was considered to be colleague of John Dewey and students of also John Dewey, he built on that theory and added project method as a component of the problem method. Okay. Now that is what this two things have come. So now to know this, on what we did, we conducted a research. We asked faculty members from various institutions. Hey, I feel PBL is learning about the project, from the project, by observing the project, by using the project, by designing the project, by doing the project, by demonstrating the project. And you can also write it down, the answer, whichever comes to your mind. Okay, not to worry. And we found that in a focus group, majority 26.9% feel that it is about the project. As long as you're doing some project about the project, then it's okay. Next highest 19% felt by observing the process. What is the process of the project? You can learn. Followed by 15.4% say by doing the project. Okay, so these were the major three, and there were others. So that is the indication that project-based learning has varying perception, varying understanding, perception amongst the faculty members. Then question arises, what are similarities and differences between doing project and then project-based learning, as mentioned just earlier. Okay, let me share with you. Okay, according to the again researchers, project-based learning, again, this is also PBL, is an interactive and dynamic approach. Interactive and dynamic approach to teaching and learning that places learners at the heart of inquiry process. Learners at the heart of the inquiry process. Now we're shifting from student centered to learners at the heart of the inquiry process. Okay. For what purpose? That are connected to the real world problems and challenges. What is happening? And most importantly, obviously, what is happening locally and what is happening globally. And all of us know that if you even just follow sustainable development goals, there are 17 and 18 has also added, then you can take one or two of them and start looking at what is it happening locally. You can definitely relate one of the sustainable development goals to your subject. That being the case, now we know what is problem based learning, what is project based learning. Then what are the benefits of both the PBLs? Okay, PBL and PBL. Okay, we conceptualized and asked some stakeholders, did some research and combined into 5 important points. What do you feel are the benefits? You can also choose. Okay. PBL, whether it's problem based learning, especially project based learning, provides to learn, unlearn, and relearn. A forum to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Empower students. Opportunity to connect to the real world, enhances student engagement and communication, strengthens teamwork and collaboration. Okay, you can write down the answer. However, here is when we did this survey among the focus group, majority 27% felt that it empowers students about their learning. Empowers students about their learning. Followed by there is a tie between opportunity to connect the real world, enhancing the student engagement and communication, strengthens the teamwork, and also obviously provides all of them are valid benefits if we go to problem and project based learning. But is all that rosy picture about PBL? Well, some critics have also found out, okay, what do you feel about the limits and barriers of the PBL? So critics have said what they have said, okay, it can upset routine and traditional teaching. When we are used to routine and traditional teaching, then if we start using PBL, it will upset it. It may not be suitable for all subjects. It may not be suitable for all learners. Higher resources are required, and assessment grading could be time consuming and complex. Okay, yes. Again, we asked the focus group, hey, what do you feel? And majority of them failed, 38.5%, that it may not be suitable for all subjects. Understandable. Followed by 23% felt that it may not be suitable for all learners. Okay. And higher resources and assessment is also concern for faculty members. Okay, that being the case, now what we did is, okay, to overcome this one, we suggested them that, okay, you have to shift your teaching from teacher centric to the facilitation. Okay. Okay. All of us know it when it is a teaching centric, teacher is at the center and it is a one directional dissemination of knowledge to the teacher. On the other hand, when you make a facilitating session, then there is interaction happening between the groups, between teacher and the groups, and there is a different process together. So teaching versus facilitation. In a project-based learning, it is problem-based learning. They recommend that we use more of facilitation than just teaching. Then question arises, whatever I just mentioned, is there a scope for hope or am I talking a pipe dream? Okay, let us look at it. So when we put this into a grid called project-based learning on x-axis low to high, problem-based learning on y-axis low to high. And we put 4 quadrants: green quadrant, orange quadrant, blue quadrant, and brown quadrant. When we continue our traditional teaching, we may be having low problem-based learning, low project-based learning. We will be predominantly in the green quadrant learners. And some of us say, okay, yes, there are some problems students can solve, faculty can students can solve. So they go from problem-based high in problem-based learning. Just they can solve the problem. But after solving the problem, they are back to square one again. So therefore, to strengthen that, if they convert that into a project, then they find they can see something, they can do something, and we can use the various faculty of that. Obviously, there is a gap here, and goal is to use both problem and project based and come into the brown quadrant. Now, it is expected that from move from green quadrant to the brown quadrant is not that easy. Straight line. It is not a linear process. It is a non-linear process. You may be starting here, going up, starting here again, going up, starting here, going up, and finally you reach. So it is not a linear process. It is a non-linear process that we have to accept it. Okay. So combining problem and project based learning gives us an advantage, synergizing. So first we need to understand the problem related to whatever the topic we are teaching, whatever the subject we are teaching. Once we understand the problem, we start with the divergent, come something to a convergence. Okay, this is the problem to be solved, which is suitable for the particular subject and topic. Then design the solution, that is called the project. So if we combine these two, then we have got a viable, feasible, desirable solution of, okay, and that is what is now recommended. Use start with a problem, convert that into project, allow students to experience it. Experiential learning, that is the strength. What does that mean? Okay, our current curriculum and method of teaching is predominantly logical, predominantly rational, predominantly analysis based, and this analysis based, and they have found that we use predominantly left side of our brain. On the other hand, so okay, on y-axis there is low to high heart, so x-axis low to high head, and those who use heart, they say they have got different alternative ideas and solutions. So this is a head heart grid. Same way again, if you are in green quadrant, you may be using low head, low heart, and we are in learning stage. As in current system, we quickly go into head because we want answer, probably single answer, logical way, mathematical, whatever. So we come into orange quadrant. But then we do know that there are many students who may not understand full logics of it, full mathematics of it, but they will ask this solution, heart by heart, intuition, but think they say this could be a solution. And we know that okay, both of them, this has to be justified by the rational logical method. And if we do that, they say now we have again we start with the green quadrant. Ideally, we want to go to the brown quadrant here. Okay. But in actual practice, we might be going hard, right again, same depending on how. Okay. It is a non-linear process. Non-linear process. Combination of head and heart. Head and heart. And when we start doing that, they say we start using the right part of our brain, which has got passion, love, and other things. And we've come out with the innovative solution. And that is what now their industry is looking for. That is what now 21st century skill requires. Combination of head and heart. And problem and project-based learning provides that mechanism. Yes, we may start with head, apply heart, and then use hand to implement it. Or we might start with heart, something we want to solve, okay? Then apply our mind, head, and use hand to implement it. This is how we can synergize problem-based learning and project-based learning. Okay, this is our recommendation. So start with a problem, understanding problem. You might go down, will take some time, then you come up, develop some solution. We want to do something. There may be many setbacks, whatever, prototype, then again develop something. And finally, you want to transform that problem into a project that can be implemented. दिमाग की बत्ती चल जाए. This is what we are looking for. The question arises, what is our action plan? What is your action plan? Well, we at Edu Energy provide systematic training on using problem and project based learning. In addition to other very important topics like sustainable development, smart clean and green energy, transformation of education, smart education, we have been working in collaboration with the many organizations. And we are very happy now we are joined TERA, TERA also. We are very happy about that. Okay. I had a privilege to work with World Energy Council, International Energy Foundation, and Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Education Society. We will be happy to work with anybody. Now you know why students were happy because they applied problem and project based learning and they enjoyed it. Joy of learning. And I can tell you, this is what India's National Education Policy 2020 wants from educators. And if you use problem and project based learning in your teaching, you are implementing national education policies, some of the very important components. So my recommendation, go for problem and project based learning. Yes, there were challenges. During the pandemic time, we conducted this through online. And that is why I could share with you some of the results. Thank you very much to these wonderful professors, wonderful teachers who 30 of them, okay, they would join this program, learn about it, and we could share with them in details. It was a very extensive 15 days program, and through that research, I'm very happy to share with you. Okay, I'm very happy now. Each of them are implementing these concepts in their subjects, in their colleges, in their institute, in their schools, in their universities. So this is the vision we want to promote. Problem-based learning and project-based learning for what? Creativity and innovation. Because that is what national education policy is emphasizing is. That is what if you ask nowadays the industries and employer, they want creativity and innovation as a part of the okay curriculum. Problem and project-based learning provides that opportunity. So, Om Purnamadam Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadashyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashiste Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I am invoking the blessing of the very powerful mantra for making this presentation complete. Thank you very much for giving me opportunity to share with you problem and project-based learning and how it can be synergized for TERA. And thank you, Dr. Charles, for your invitation. I'm very happy to share with you. This is one of the important aspects of problem and project-based learning. Thank you very much and wish you all the